Okay, let's continue. A little bit on the last note as well. I find this interesting, I guess. Beethoven is kind of eccentric and explosive. So why not, you know? Here the suggestions I have in light gray in this edition are really not like this, but they're just suggestions. He didn't write them anyway, so who cares, yeah? A little kind of impulse here of rhythm, because again we're going from this kind of melodic thing to something very rhythmic. It's like the Indian dance, right? So here, what's also important, surprise us with this chord. It's a surprise. Maybe not too much. You know, you can do it softly and still make it an impulse. Now the bass is very important. And this, the leading note here. Now do it different. Since we already had a surprise, it's not a surprise the second time. Let's do the opposite now. Start soft. And do a crescendo to this. B flat major. So we have a 1, 2, 3 surprise. And maybe a diminuendo. It sounds okay. Well, unless you want to go a little more in detail, you can have surprise here. And a little bit more here, and then resolve to here. So it's up to you. You can also do both. It's not always a question of one or the other. You can do one big diminuendo with an extra little thing inside. So you would do most here, and then resolve to here, and then you get a little bit more here, but still inside this bigger diminuendo, and then softest at the end. Then we resolved everything. We're back to A minor. Now we're kind of a little bit almost threatening or something. Or like it's like a tiger growling or something, without actually going to attack him. Now, and also, so go up to the second beat here, sing this interval. So this should be less and less from the C, but go up to the C here. To here. This is the important place, not the bar before like I have written in this edition. That's ridiculous, because this is the special point. I wonder if you could do the opposite. Let's try the complete opposite. We're gonna make this a soft place. See if that works. Not as good. It's definitely better to go do a crescendo to this place. Now, I'm really inclined at this point to bring out the quarter note. 1, 2, 3. And now you have an eighth note. 1, 2, 3. These are little details that make big differences. When I was learning the piano, I would always ask, why doesn't it sound like the way it sounds on the CD? I'm playing the same notes. The CD, whoever's playing is playing the same notes. It's the same instrument. Why doesn't it sound the same? It's those little details. And where you end the note, that's important. Not only for the sound, but for your rhythmic impulse. It's going to give and put more energy in what you're playing. So this is important. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now. So we have this, play a loud A, even if it's pianissimo. If you play it very soft, you won't hear it anymore. So give it a little bit, maybe a mezzo forte A in the left hand down there. I would put the little forces here. So it's somewhere around. This is the same thing we were talking about before when we have this. So we have, it's after the high point. Here's the high point. Now we have from here to here, and it's closer to the beginning if we go in the middle. So the C would be in the middle. So it's somewhere around D and C. These are the notes. We just make the little wave go through there, like this, and it makes a nice effect. You can do kind of whatever you want here. It's a bit of a fantasia, right? Sorry. At some point, it's good to take some time. So, just so we know what's happening here. So this is the same as the beginning. Sometimes, if you want, you can just play the whole thing soft to make it different. So you would do something like this. Let's say we do this, more and then less. Just play the whole thing soft. Maybe even without pedal, just once, not every time, just to do it different. So we'd have something like this. Let's try that once more. Also slow this down a bit. It doesn't have to be metronomical. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 makes no sense. What we have is this, a bunch of E's, and then this. So it's just a resonance. Make a resonance. Use your pedal. You do it by listening. Listen to the sound you've already created. At the end, you play it slower than the rest of the piece. That's not a bad idea. So, now this is interesting. That's also an eighth note. So that's also kind of nice if you just finish with a short note. And here's the secret. How do we finish a piece? Listen to the silence, the beat where the silence arrives. listen to that beat. So in this case, that's 2. So it's not that it finishes on 1. Imagine it finishes on 2. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Instead of going 1, 2, 3, 1, we have 1, 2, and then we're done. Yeah? Okay. I think that's enough. I'm just going to play it through once and see what happens.